I'm Ashley Johnson.
And I'm Kyle Rogers. A lot is going on around this campus. A group of professors are supporting colleagues thousands of miles away. A controversy in Wisconsin hit home, and in Shippensburg it all played out in front of the Ezra Lehman Library. Casey Cunningham is there.
In Wisconsin, Governor Walker has made citizens very angry over his budget proposals. The governor and Republican lawmakers support cuts to state employee benefits and an end to collective bargaining. Teachers, union workers, and other state employees have been marching in the Capitol for more than a week. And today, Shippensburg joined in the rally. Deborah Jacobs is a professor in the social work department, and she, along with other union members across the country, believe in the right to collective bargaining.
Collectively, we are able to have more equitable rights than if an individual had to make those negotiations by themselves.
Students watched as their professors held signs and handed out pamphlets to let bystanders know how important it is for the university to be able to unionize. Even some students joined in the protest.
I'm here to support them in their First Amendment rights, and also to show that we don't want this law passed in Pennsylvania either.
A special guest surprised the protesters to show his support of Wisconsin.
But I heard about this rally at Shippensburg University, and I just had to stop on my way to Wisconsin.
Today, professors came together to give a voice to their rights in hopes that students will have a better tomorrow. In Shippensburg, I'm Casey Cunningham, SUTV News.
It's election season at Shippensburg University. Next week, Greater Nation will vote for next semester's Student Senate leaders. We caught up with the candidates earlier today.
I feel like we need someone who's going to promote diversity and someone who already knows what's going on within the Senate. And because I'm a one-year student on the Senate, I feel like I had the experience needed to take the next step in an ERC position, which is the presidency.
Thank you. I'm running for vice president because I've served on Senate for about a year now. I am the chair of the Academic Affairs and Legislative Advocacy Committee, and I feel it's a logical decision in my collegiate career, and I would also like to continue representing the students, not just for my own class, but on behalf of the campus community as a whole.
I'm running for secretary because I've been on Senate for 2 years now, and I believe I finally have the experience and knowledge to run for an ERC position to represent not only just my class, but the whole university.
I believe that I possess the skills that are really going to help me connect with the current organizations and groups on campus and really help them understand how to use their budgets, kind of form more of a personal connection with them and really enhance their life on campus.
So I believe organizations need more information about what they're able to do with their budgets and how they can connect with more students to join their clubs and organizations. This year on Senate has provided me a lot of knowledge and experience and leadership skills that I didn't have before I joined Senate. And I also believe I have demonstrated a lot of dedication to Student Senate.
I believe I can make a difference by bringing leadership skills and delegation skills that I've learned throughout my 3 years of Shippensburg University. And also I've served on Budget and Finance Committee, so I have the experience and the knowledge to put forth any delegations that I needed to for any clubs and organizations that may need help on doing their budget.
Tonight at 8, the candidates will deliver their speeches at McFeely's. Starting Monday morning at 8, log online to sis.ship.edu and cast your vote. Voting ends Thursday, March 3rd at 4. We'll bring you the results next week here on SUTV News. At today's Student Senate meeting, the Senate will not donate $25,000 to the Shippensburg Public Library. Student Senate supports the public library system, but do not feel they are at a position to donate to the off-campus organization. Meanwhile, Cup construction is 59% complete. The second phase will start in August. And the Senate reported that the Asian cuisine in the Cup hasn't been favored by students. However, you can expect the chicken wings to last for a while.
Coming up on SUTV News, find out why getting involved with student media is important.
Plus, we have some tips for academic success and some advice for graduating seniors. Don't go away.
Welcome back. All over campus, there are organizations for students and run by students. Getting involved is important. Several of these clubs are located within SHIP's student media. Barbara Shindo takes a closer look at what student media does.
Involved in student media is beneficial for a couple reasons. Students that are active in SU media find an advantage in the classroom.
What we were talking about in the classroom is exactly what I'd been doing all these years.
Involvement is very beneficial for the things that can't be taught in the classroom.
You can only learn so much through textbooks. As a freshman, I was in there working cameras, creating my own news pieces, and that really helped later on.
Scientists that cloned Dolly.
Student media can be stressful and hectic at times, but in the long run, the skills students learn will transition to the professional world.
Ultimately, it just benefits you. And the more actively you get involved, the better you'll turn out.
No, they're not going.
Everything is organized and run by the students. This provides leadership opportunities for the students who step up.
Other than going and just getting grades and not getting the full experience, I think it really helps with the whole experience of college.
Getting involved is easier than you may think.
If you see us at a basketball game, you see us out doing news events, just ask us about it and we'll be more than willing to tell you everything we do and how much fun it is.
This is Barbara Shindo reporting for SUTV News.
There you go, exactly. Come join WSYC, we rock your community.
There is more to student media than TV and radio. Students can also get involved in the Slate, the student newspaper, PRSSA, and Supra. Meetings for these clubs are open to everyone. The real world can be overwhelming for a graduating senior. Lots of students aren't sure what the next step is after college. One thing to consider is grad school. SHIP has a lot of great graduate programs. This Saturday, there's a graduate visit program. The program gives a close look to graduate degree programs, admissions, the application process, and assistantship opportunities. The program is from 10:30 to 12:30 in Rowland Hall. Register now at www.ship.edu/graduate.
Summer jobs and internships that relate to your field are critical, and this Monday, SHIP can help you find one. From 1 to 4 in Shipwreck, there was a Government and Human Services job and internship fair. Students can talk with local, state, and federal employees and learn about opportunities. This fair is sponsored by the Career Development Center. They have everything you need to prepare yourself. They offer workshops on resume building, job searching, and the interview process. For more information, visit www.ship.edu/career.
Well, spring break is right around the corner, and students might want to think about finding a summer job. During the job search, it's useful to look for something that might be related to your major or your professional interests. Involvement in clubs on campus is important, but it also looks great on your resume to have a job related to your field. Kyle Rogers, a DJ from local Mix 95.1, shares some tips on how to get that job.
For me, I think it's very important that you network. Whatever you're interested in, email that person, get in touch, make your name known. Hey, I'm so-and-so, I want to learn more. And they'll take you seriously because you're actually interested in it.
When you think about a job for the summer, keep Kyle's direct approach in mind.
Yeah, I thought it was some good advice.
Don't go away, there's plenty more to come on SUTV News. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up in next week's Slate.
Hi, I'm Brittany Lanhart. I'm the managing editor of the Slate. In next week's issue, we're going to have a story about the union protests in Wisconsin and on campus, an opinion piece about how student loans are holding college students back, a story on Ship Idol and June Cross's upcoming visit, a story on the Academy Awards, and a sports story on the track PSAC championships. Don't forget to check out next week's issue of the Slate.
Well, Ashley, I'd say Mother Nature has been a bit bipolar lately. This weather has been so back and forth that I have no idea what to expect.
I don't either, Kyle. Last week I was in flip-flops, and this week it's snow boots. Rachel Flores fills you in on this week's weather forecast. Rachel?
What is going on with Mother Nature? That seems to be the big question on campus this week. It seems like not too long ago we were enjoying warm, sunny skies and highs near the 70s. Now we're shivering underneath a blanket of snow. I'm hoping this week's weather will prove to be a little more consistent. Currently, we have a high of 43 degrees and a low of 37. And all this week, we will stay in the mid to low 40s. Friday will be a high of 43 degrees and a low of 37. Saturday will be a high of 40 and a low of 33. And Sunday will be a high of 44 and a low of 40. This week's green tip may also help you manage your finances. Pay your bills online or sign up for automatic pay. If every household in the U.S. made this one simple change, we would save 18 million trees every year. I'm Rachel Flores here at the Weather Center, reminding you to live greener one tip at a time. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Rachel. SHIP's recent visitor from CNN, Soledad O'Brien, is getting students inspired. Originally, she attended Harvard for pre-med, so people wonder how she wound up in the world of journalism. I asked her myself. Take a look. You would think Soledad O'Brien always had aspirations to be a television reporter. For the famed CNN journalist, it wasn't a thought that occurred to her until well into her college career at Harvard.
I was pre-med, yeah.
So how did you catch the journalism bug?
I decided not to go to medical school.
Her decision left her wondering about her future. Soledad had put in a lot of work in the medical field.
And it was actually very disappointing. I literally had worked in a pharmacy, had been a candy striper, volunteered in a nursing home, every step of the way been a nurse's aide, every step of the way really preparing to go to medical school. And then I realized, really taking organic chemistry with my sister Stella, who is a scientist and is a surgeon now, I didn't like it.
When she realized she was not passionate about medicine, she left Harvard and was hired at a TV station in Boston.
And that really had changed my life. I suddenly developed this passion, and it was the kind of passion that I think you need for any job, which is if my job from now till forever is fetching people's coffee, I'm good with that, because it is so exciting to be in the business and so interesting, and I just love being in the building. I was so happy to be there. I had a terrible schedule. I was really into it, and that was the very first time that I felt very passionate about something, so I knew I'd found the right thing.
And look where it took you. You're at the CNN newsroom.
Yeah, right. Here where it all happens.
Live from the news.
Before CNN, Soledad started her on-air career at KRON-TV. She was the talk of the newsroom at the San Francisco station, as many said she was only hired because of her race.
That's such a funny story.
You walked by.
I did, and they were all talking about somebody who'd been hired who was this affirmative action hire, and about halfway through the conversation, I realized they were talking about me. And it was, and I think that kind of thing has happened a lot. And I'm sure anybody, for people of color, it happens all the time. There's this sort of conversation that's going on, and you realize, like, we got it. You're drawing the line at having a transcript.
But the time she spent at the station left an impression on Soledad for life.
Why not? But one of the things that I learned from that experience at that station, where it was strange to not be loved. Most of the places I worked, I was loved. And that place was really a hard place to work. I think it was just tough. It was tough. And I discovered you could be successful without being loved. That they're two very separate things. Everybody doesn't have to love you, and you can be wildly successful.
Soledad O'Brien's story proves that keeping an open mind may lead you to opportunities you never dreamed of.
If you're a student, the way you make your class schedule is changing. Registering for summer courses will be the same, but before you know it, the SIS you are familiar with will be gone. Fall schedules will be made through Banner self-service. Be sure to keep your eyes open and check for the registrar for instructions on how to use the new system. Another thing seniors want to make a note of is that Balfour is coming to the University store next month. Balfour has everything you need for graduation: diploma frames, class rings, graduation announcements, and everything else you can think of. Balfour will be in the Cub March 14th through the 17th.
This weekend, SHIP is having an unusual tournament, a rock, paper, scissors tournament. A game used to make decisions and solve arguments is becoming a competitive sport. If you think you have what it takes, sign up at the Cub information desk. Use those fast hands to win awesome prizes like Phillies tickets or a Nintendo Wii. If you're still intimidated, just stop by and watch. The tournament starts Saturday at 9 at McFeely's. And one of your favorite musicals is coming to SHIP next month. Yes, it's the one that you want, Grease. Grease will be playing at the Lure Center on March 17th, and tickets are still available. Be sure to mark your calendar and order your tickets now. Tickets start at $35, and you can get them by calling 477-SHOW. I definitely think we should see that, Ashley.
I know. I'm excited for Grease Lightning to come to SHIP. Here's more entertainment news with Aaliyah Smith. Aaliyah?
The Grammys were the topic of discussion last week. From what the celebrities wore to who performed, everyone wanted to know who took home an award. This week, a new type of award show is happening. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority will be hosting its very own Image Awards. From best dressed to cutest couple, everyone will want to come out and see who wins. The show is this Saturday at 4 p.m. in the Tuscarora Room. Tickets are $7, or you can pay at the door. I hope to see everyone there. Who knows, you may have been picked for cutest smile. That's all for the entertainment this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aaliyah. Don't go away. Coming up on SUTV News, it's Paint the Campus Purple Week.
And find out what your Raider Nation athletes are up to. Sports is next.